What you smell? Let's go get the chicken and put it in the greenhouse, Rex. Yeah, we got to do that. I got to go get this chicken and put it in the greenhouse. We're going to go on a loop. We're going to go on a loop, a hyper loop. Let's start off by showing some of this new growth. Got some new growth on the Plinias. What up? How you doing, Sandy? Thanks for joining us today. We're going to try not to make it too boring. Just going to whip through and show you some new growth. All the Plinias are putting out all sorts of new growth. It's a good time to graft them right now. I believe. I do believe. A lot of new growth. Flowers on this Eugenia. I've been showing this in all my videos. That's Matosii. And then this one's really doing it. The Sanford got a lot of new growth. That's all just new growth. Shed all the old leaves and putting on new growth. That's looking real nice. Your Grimmel's got new leaves all over it. And then flowers. Got some flowers on this time. See, the tree's not that big too. That's about an 8-year-old tree, I bet. Maybe a little older, maybe 10 by now. Walk over here. I'm gonna grab these birds. Look at this tree though. This is the showstopper. Everybody loves this one. It's even got some chickens by it. That's the Sabra from Pine Island. There's a hybrid. You know, I'd say it's right before it pushes, Keegan. It's right before it pushes. This one is too far along. I mean, I could probably graft from it still, but I'd like to get it before it pushes. See, this one's just starting to push. You could probably take cuttings from it, but you're losing the energy, starting to flush. I'm not gonna graft off of this one. The reds are starting to push, but you'll see. We're gonna get some, that's a grandifolia there. Starting to bust out real nice. We got some good rain and my water table is real high, so it's a white Jaboticaba there. It's a little anomaly down there. All sorts of new growth on the anomaly. And then this is a hybrid, Trunciflora hybrid. It's got a lot of new growth. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this grafting box. See, I don't wanna make too much walking for myself. I gotta walk over to the greenhouse. Then I gotta walk back over to the grove. So let me walk over to the grove and put my grafting box down over there. We'll put it in the shade. It's a little early for me today. We're gonna have a ton of pitangas this year. So many the birds won't be able to eat them all. Look at all these flowers. The pitangas are going nuts. These are ones that I grafted a few years ago. This one's got a heavy bloom on it. These are the Zill Darks. Really doing their thing. A lot of flowers on these. Totally covered, yeah. So we'll have a good crop on them. More Zill Dark over here. Got a nice bloom. Nice bloom today. This one really doing its thing. So we got about 30 days on them. These are the red Jaboticabas. Remember the winter tore off all the leaves? Remember they were bare? Now let's take a look at them. We're looking for some really big cuttings today. Let's set that grafting box down, and I'll leave my hat there too. But you see them starting to flush out. Told you. You don't worry when they lose the leaves. They're all coming back. See? A lot of new growth out here, y'all. I had just fertilized them before the winter too. But this is still okay time to take some cuttings. Don't worry. We're going to take some big cutting today. The goal here is to go find the biggest trees and get the biggest cuttings and try to get some reds grafted. I want to graft like 10 or 20 and have them be fruiting size. This is the one that looks like crap, but it's coming back. A new growth there. Yeah, it looks good. I still see some flowers on it too. So everything looks pretty good. Yeah, they look great. It's the right thing to do. If you're gonna get down into the high 20s, just go ahead and let the leaves get burned off. Just let it happen. Just calm down. There's one that tried to hold on to the interior leaves. It's got the old leaves on the inside, but then the new coming. A lot of them did that. Not a lot. Some of them did that. They held the interior, dropped the exterior. This one's loaded with flowers. There's two of them that are on a different time schedule than the rest. These ones right here, these two. These ones are just going bonkers. It's got a ton of flowers on it, and the rest don't have that many. This is gonna have a nice crop. Everything's set too. It's like everything's set. They all done set out there, man. It helps them to be outside. It's got a nice crop. I don't know if this is a different variety or what, because I planted a lot of these from seed. I don't think it is. It's just got a nice weeping habit. These two, both of them have a nice weeping habit. And they both fruited really well for me through the cold, but maybe it's because of their location too. You got to think that's part of the whole deal. It's where they're located. Okay, here's him goose stepping. I got to trim his antlers again. Hey, that boy got to trim them boys' antlers again. You don't let a rooster's antlers get too long. These are some of my oldest chickens. Oh, by the way, while we're here, I want to go ahead and give a moment of silence to, does anyone here remember my chicken, Pretty Eyes, the woodpecker chicken? The one that was retarded and would do the woodpecker? You remember the woodpecker chicken? The one that I always said had visual acuity issues? She died. She just started gasping. I don't know if it was gape worm or she was choking on something, but I went to see her and she was going, and she did that for about a night, and then she did it for the morning, and I gave her some wormer that was supposed to kill it, just something called gape worm. Now I'm choking. But she choked to death or something. I'm still trying to figure out how she died. Yeah, she died, man. I tried to save her with a wormer, and I wish I was better with chickens, man. I'll be able to save her. She was one of my favorite chickens. She died. We buried her right there. I gave her a proper burial. And then what we planted over her is this pitanga. This is supposed to be a special pitanga that is yellow. Yeah, all the others are fine, Chris. Yeah, the others are fine that were with her. They're fine. They don't have any issues. And I feel like she was just kind of retarded and didn't swallow something right, and I didn't know how to unclog her throat. How do you clear what do you use? You got a scope for chickens? What do you do? I was gonna get a coat hanger and start putting wires down her throat. Yeah, how do you declog a chicken, man? She was a badass dude. That was a big chicken too, man. She was big. When I went to check on her and she's just dead, man. And I felt like man, I'm pissed now. But now I got others though. It's just making me love all the others that much more. Every day could be the last day with your animal or your loved one, man. You took my chicken from me, dog. Let me go get these chickens right now and let them out of their cage. I got some that I can't let out or they get their ass whooped. So I got to remember to take them to the greenhouse. These are them here. Billy, this is the chicken that died lived in this cage. So I'm gonna take Billy. I'll take Billy. Come here. She can go in the greenhouse. We're gonna take her to the greenhouse, and then I'll go get the others. But I'm happy to have Billy. Billy's the one I had to take to the vet and pay a $100 vet bill. Oh, by the way, I tried to set up a vet visit for my chicken that was choking to death. And they were like, oh, we have something next week. And I was like, my chicken's gonna be dead by then. But the same vet that I took this chicken to, they saved her. Luckily, I was able to save this one. She had some kind of infection going on. First, she had coccidiosis, but then it led to a secondary infection. The names of the chickens. Yeah, the chickens are hard. I used to name all the chickens, but then I got 14 of the Asils, and they look so similar. I couldn't name them. I could only name half of the Asils. So there are probably like 7 chickens here that have no name, or I tried to name them and they just look so similar. There's no distinguishing features. They are not personable, so I don't know their personality. They're all just an asshole and they all look the same. So it's kind of like a racism thing with the Seal chickens, but they all have the same name and they're just that fucking asshole chickens, man. Pardon my French. I forgot I was supposed to not cuss anymore. You gotta go in the greenhouse. In. No, don't run away. She went in. I love you. Don't be mad. Safe in there. She tried to do a little dance on the outside. We are gonna graft these Plinias. Let's talk about grafting. So today, a lot of the grafts you've been seeing me do in the past. Hey, how's the video quality, by the way? Because I think it should be okay today because it's Saturday. But I noticed some of my other streams, the video quality is real bad when it's prime time. But I bet you right now it's probably all right because nobody's on. This is like a dead time of the day. Thanks for being here, Rose, Chris, Keegan, whoever else I missed. Let me try to show you something here. Let me go try to show you something real quick. Let's get out and get that graft box. You'd be seeing me doing the little grafts all the time, but let's show you how you do the big ones. That's where the money's at, if you ask me. A lot of people don't realize it's all about strategy. It is blurry. Oh gosh, thanks for letting me know. Thank you. I know, I wish it wasn't blurry. You know, I could do the live streams and it'd be better. There's that burial tree over a wonderful chicken. Pretty Eyes was her name. Retarded chicken, woodpecker chicken, Icarus. She had a bunch of names. She was the first chicken that I ever raised that had problems where the incubator temps weren't right and her feet got curled and she was walking on her knuckles and I thought she would be retarded and I'd have to put her down and all this. No, I taped her feet. So first she was like this and she was walking on her knuckles like that, but I taped her feet and they straightened out a little bit. They actually were curved and all messed up, but she could still walk. Anyhow, I straightened her feet out. Luckily they have, see, if it would have been like 1990, I would have just had a chicken that probably died really young and didn't ever get to live at all. But since you have the internet, I was able to look up how to fix the curled feet, curled toes, man. She had curled toes real bad and we fixed it as best we could. All right, let's get some of these cuttings out here. That's penguin, peach white owl. Okay, got the shears here. Looking for something big, juicy. Wonderland. You take them right off the top. Here's a fatty right here. That's how I like them there. One. You could get them even bigger, but I don't feel like grafting huge stuff today. This is a nice long end. Could be doing bigger, could be doing bigger. The trick is you want to get scions that are just about fruiting size. See, look, if you can take a branch that's about that big, if you cut off a branch that big and it has flower buds on it, this thing won't focus, will it? If you cut that off, then you're gonna have flower buds already. So it's a big draw to be cutting off big branches for your grafting. This is a nice one here. This will work. It's about the size I like to use. You can use bigger than that, but it gets really hard to graft anything bigger. We'll take the top of this monkey off. There's a lot of stuff in here I could use on this tree. This is a good one. push my way through. Yeah, this is all tangled up in here. See, this is a big one here I could take down. That there. The reason I took it, look, it's crossing. It was crossed over, and now I got a big old, that's a big one. We can cut that into several Scions. I might not take too many more because I know I don't want to make this video too long, but it's gonna take me about another 30 minutes to graft all that up as it is. Let me take one or two more. I need some big ones. I need some some big night. Let's see. You want them uprights too. This is a fatty right there. That was a big one. This is a big one here too. Take that one there. Okay. What's up? What's up? What's up, Mac Tom? He says just call me Mac. Because that's what I be doing on these trees, is macking on them. So I got some Scions there. Chickens are out here digging around. Look at them. They're weeding and pulling weeds. Got them on payroll. Look at that one. Let's do a chicken roll call. This one usually always has a wormy butt, a wormy looking butt, but it looks okay. She's been around for a while. That's one of my oldest chickens. That's Joe Pesci. She's a purebred cream leg bar. Jill Reese line, baby. I paid 50 bucks or something. Or she's a $50 chicken or something. 25 bucks or something, I forget. But she's old, man. She's the mama of a lot of chickens over here. Okay, anytime you see a chicken on my property that has the funny hair, it came from this chicken. She's the chicken that hatched all the other chickens that gave them their funny hair. She's old. And then that's her girlfriend over there. That's Marilyn. She's old too. She died and came back to life. She's about 5, 6 years old. These are the two oldest chickens I got. They're old timers. They both stopped laying eggs, but they're gorgeous birds, and I do love them. So you got Marilyn, Tabitha. They all got multiple names, but that's Tabitha, Marilyn, Tabitha, and then Joe Pesci. And then that's Penguin. The black one's Penguin. That is Snuggly right there, Snuggly. I think that's Snuggly. She looks a lot like Barbara. That's Larry. He's a hardcore. He's got long antlers. And then that's Peach White Owl. Everybody know Peach. Peach White Owl. She's real nice. And then this over here is Pinky. She's kind of like the queen around here. And her mom is Joe Pesci, of course, because she's got the hair. But that's Pinky right there. She's a hand. She's raised in the house. She's a real nice bird, Pinky. She's cleaning her butt underneath that strigipes, Murciaria strigipes tree. And look how nice it handled the cold. Didn't lose the leaf. Some will let you pet them and some won't, but Pinky is legit. She's not scared of no people. You can touch on Pinky all day. She don't care. She likes people. That's how you get them to come closer. Look, I got something there. Why don't you ever let me hold you anymore, big girl? Come here. Come here. Yes. Yes. She's a mean bird. She's a mean bird, man. She'll whoop you. You gonna get back to your friends and family? No, she's gonna stay here with me. You like your chest scratched? You want your chest scratched, big dog? Your chest scratched? Good boy. Good boy. Here you go. Fetch a stick. Oh, there you go. The real good boy showed up. Get it. It bounced off him and he caught it. That's a good steak. I need to pick that up. Just don't need to be just sitting there. Okay, I got my cuttings. Those will work. You don't want to get them wet either. The buddy tape doesn't stick well when you get it wet, okay? So you want to keep them kind of dry. I watered in here the other day. There's some good sized cuttings. You see the size on them. About the size of a pencil. Maybe smaller actually than a pencil. A little bit smaller than a pencil. And I can cut these into multiples. So let's go somewhere quiet with good reception where I can cut these down to size and get them strapped up. what we grafted this morning, just some red Jaboticabas, believe it or not. I think I could sit down on this recycling bin and probably wrap them up pretty easily. I might do that. Let's see how the lighting is. We're gonna set you down over here. Okay. Let me know if the reception gets messed up or anything, but I'm gonna flip you around, set you down, so you don't get a bad shot here. Let's see if I can get you like that. That might work. All right. I'm gonna take these cuttings here. Is the reception okay? You got any decent reception? Or did I mess the reception up by putting you down there? You on the ground level now. I'm trying to build you up from the ground up. Good morning. Hello, howdy, good morning. It's all good. Thanks, Mac. Appreciate you. So let's start with the biggest stuff first. We're gonna lay these out. I'm taking the biggest, longest ones first here. Here's a nice longan. Beautiful Central Florida weather this morning. That's right, Garrett. Now look at the length on this guy. This is like a 3-footer at least, maybe a 4-foot cutting. We're not gonna use all this stuff is gonna be junk at the top. Looks good, thank you. If you wanted to be a real stickler, you could sanitize your cutting shears, but I'm not gonna sanitize mine. We're just gonna trim off the little stuff, right? And then any of these knots, you ain't gonna be able to graft through that knot. Just go ahead and clip that off. You know, go for straightaways. You want there to be good straightaways and just start trimming off anything. Okay, now look, we came to a fork in the road, all right? That means that I can go ahead and clip off this, right? And then this is my new pathway. You see what I'm saying? See what I did there? That's one scion. That's the first one, okay? These are big ones. That's one. Now we're gonna have one more from this that ain't the biggest, but it's definitely a worthy scion. That one's the second one. And then this is what we threw away. This is still usable. This is still good wood for grafting. It's just not the biggest piece of wood, and it's not gonna get me the precocity that I want, so it's garbage. It's going to the haste, to the fire. The unquenchable fire. This one has some moss on it. Almost want to rub that off, but it's healthy, so we're gonna just keep going and go to you always want to find a bud, a decent bud to go to. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, it's hard to see, but there's some buds there I can just barely see. I'm trying to cut it back to a bud. There's one right there. So you see that little tiny thing right there? That's what I'm banking on right there. That was another cutting. So we're trimming these down. Take off all the tiny stuff. Make sure you got a good straightaway. You don't want to cut through any kinks or heels or knots, you know what I mean? And then cut them back to some kind of little bud. There's a little bud there I cut it back to. Can you see that little tiny bud there? It looks like a little black dot. That's what I'm looking for, is one of those black dots, man. Another one there. Howdy, how you doing, Alexander? We're just cutting these cuttings down. We're gonna do some larger grafting today of some red Jaboticaba onto Sabra rootstock. What this is gonna do, see, I'm gonna cut this heel off right there. I ain't gonna be able to graft through that. Cut that off, just get it out of the way, get it straight. When you graft these big cuttings, it'll fruit quicker. There's a nice big in there. These are gonna be fruiting like you don't know it, man. Maybe a year, sometimes 2 years, sometimes 3, but usually about a year or 2, and you will get some activities going on it there. These are only gonna take about 2 weeks to push out too, I bet, because they are just at a perfect time. I'll tell you what, they're at a perfect time. Perfect time. Some of these aren't as big as that. Now you see that curve right there? I can graft through that, but you probably can't. But we're gonna take that heel. That makes it hard to graft through them curves like that. To find the little curve at the end, that's stupid, man. It's difficult, but if you want trouble, go ahead and graft those. If you're a beginner, go ahead and graft the ones with a curve. That'll give you throw a curveball at you. So I'm getting about 2 cuttings out of each one. Hello, how's it going? Hello. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Look at that curve through there. That you got to cut that back a little bit. That's going to present a challenge when I go to graft it, for sure. we'll see that issue arise later, but I'll make it happen. This one's gonna have a fork. I don't like to do too many of the Y's, but this one's gonna have a Y. Rex is peeing right here. He just peed right here. Why you do that, man? Who peed right there to make you pee right there? This one's gonna be difficult to graft because there's not much to graft through, and you have this little heel here. Anyway, what up? How you doing? How's everyone doing? Thanks for rolling in late. Here's the cuttings. I feel like I need more actually because about 2 of these aren't that good. But these are the cuttings. You see the size of them. They need to be wrapped right now with buddy tape. I guess I ought to do that really quick. Let's get to wrapping. I like to graft the Jaboticaba. Get on the phone and call your mother and your father. If you see me with the buddy tape, that means I got the Brazilian tree grape. And then I like to eat a lot of fruit and stuff because I'm rough and tough. And I can hip hop ho ho, make a wicked cup of Jabo soda. Sorry guys, I was doing my Miss Doubtfire rap. I like to hip hop yo yo, make a wicked cup of Jabo. Spitting bars, he's spitting bars out there in the shade, yo. Wake and graft. Oh, did they legalize grafting yet? Wake and graft. Freestyle. You remember that one song? Straight from the top of my dome as a rock a microphone. Straight from the top of my dome. I was like, yo, this ain't straight from the top of your dome. You done said the same thing 6 times. You're like, it was straight from the top of your dome the first time you said it, but now you repeating it. Dog, this ain't straight from the top of your dome. But I still, somehow, I want that song, man. Straight from the top of my dome as a rock a microphone. Remember that one? Isn't that funny? See, this is the one that's gonna be a weasel to graft. I'm gonna have to get my knife in there. It's gonna work though. I'm not gonna let them stop me. I'm not gonna be held back by some stupid Scion and whatever it thinks. You know, the Scion's got feelings of its own, but you can't let them, the feelings interrupt with you. You make it do what you want. You gotta make it do your bidding. This one's got some moss on it. See, I wonder if I leave that moss on, is it good? Is it bad? It's probably bad. It's probably bad to have stuff on it. It's good to clean them off a little bit, you know, to scrub them down, but I'm not scrubbing them down. These have lichens and stuff on them that probably could increase the chances of them not taking because there's all sorts of pathogens definitely on them. They have to be. On the outside of these lichens, it's not good to have that on there. I know I've got them to take before, but this is a time where copper or something like that may help to put on it beforehand. I've heard of people making some fungicidal dips for grafting mangoes. There's a chemical treatment they give them. You know, it's laced with probably antibiotics and antifungals or something like that. You know what I mean? Supposedly it helps you get more takes because you're not going to have the diseases getting in there. You know, there's 2 ways to do that. One is if you have horrible conditions where there's a bunch of diseases around, then you put on the chemicals to stop them from hurting your plants because you don't have good conditions and you have diseases there. Or you can have really good conditions and take good care of your plants and have clean material and get them to take without any chemicals at all. And I'm somewhere in between, where some seasons I have good conditions, healthy material, and no diseases, and it just makes it right through. But then some years it's too hot, it's too wet. I probably could have benefited from using some kind of fungicidal application, and it would have saved a lot of grafts, maybe not. But it usually is because it's too wet and too hot. I bet you a lot of times, too wet, too hot, and you're gonna have the fungal, where you just start to see underneath the buddy tape, you'll start to see some fungus growing, and then you're just like, oh gosh, this one's gone. It happens. It's all part of the plan. These are wrapping up real nice. I'm almost done. Y'all got me on a roll. That's my jelly roll. Okay, now these are the ones that where it's, look at this how I do. It's got the fork in the road. First, wrap this one up. Start a little higher and just wrap them separate and then wrap them together. Let me see if I can't get this tape to stick. I'm setting a bad example. Okay, there we go. I can actually read the comments if you have any, so let me know. Spring is here. I'd say spring is here, but we still are gonna get that late frost. You know we are. So I wrapped one side and the bottom's still open. This one hasn't been wrapped yet. Rex is just staring at me with his ball the whole time. This is what I'm seeing over there is him being like, when are you gonna throw that ball? Okay. Taking it from the bottom to the top. Now I'm doing the other side. These are the slingshots, wishbones. Favorite place to order buddy tape from? Well, Jake, there's a guy that sells it on the Tropical Fruit Forum. His email, I don't know if he still sells it, but don't, you know, it's not like I'm advertising for him, but his name is Bell, B-E-H-L, and his email, get your pen and paper ready. You ready to get your pen and your paper for where I get mine from? Because I get the best deal now, and he doesn't sell no old tape. But I don't know if he still sells it. You can send him an email and check with him. But I want you to be very nice to him and follow his instructions and don't bother him. Just remember, it's like the soup Nazi. He's not the soup Nazi, but you just be very respectful. Try not to piss him off and send them the money. But it's infofiles@gmail. Infofiles@gmail. All one word, infofiles. INFOFILES@gmail. And you say, listen, I'd like to order, this is what you do. You email infofiles, type in buddy tape order, and then say, please let me know the total cost for whatever you want to get, you know, perforated. You want to get perforated rolls. Say, usually you're probably going to want to order 1 or 2 perforated rolls. Okay, he's taking orders now on the Tropical Fruit Forum. Listen to the people say it. All right, so go to the Tropical Fruit Forum and type in buddy tape. Maybe I did Bell wrong. He's gonna sue me now because I put his email out there. Anyway, it's info files is where I used to get it. You send them and just be respectful. You got to think. You don't send them 6 emails. You send them the email and say, listen, I live here. I want it shipped to. You give him your address. Tell him that you're going to pay him however you want money on PayPal, or he did PayPal before. Maybe he does Venmo now. I don't know. Just let him know you got PayPal. I would just say I have PayPal if that's all right, and I can pay however you want, PayPal or whatever. Let him know your address and let him know you want perforated roll of buddy tape. At least I would get 1 or 2. 1 is going to last you a year. I'm a professional nurseryman, and 1 will last me a year. And I don't graft a ton, but 1 will last a year. But I usually buy 2 and then give 1 to a homie. Or I buy extras and have them around in case I need extras. But I've got another roll after this where I don't need to order. But it gets old. It goes bad. After like, you know, a year, it starts to lose its stretch. You know what I mean? Good morning, you guys. Everybody's here. I got my people. Got all my people here, man. We coming for that fruit like a colony of bats. Gotta work on not cussing again. Y'all catch me off guard and y'all get me cussing out here. Y'all get me cussing, man. That language. I'll never have a kids show. So these are them. Wrapped up. Decent size. That'd be a good for the screenshot type of thing. Maybe the algorithms will pick that up for me. But I'd like for the algos to give me that as my profile pic or whatever, the thumbnail. 4th roll would last A fourth roll would last me years, yeah. My grafting box is so dirty too. Okay, we got 18 live viewers. We're gonna set these in the box like that. I usually do that. Make sure you got all your tools, everything in there. The tape I can continue to wear. You know, the red Jaboticaba is great, and when you graft them like that, they're gonna fruit quicker. And then they fruit a lot. They fruit really well as a grafted specimen. I've got one over by the house I'll show you that's grafted. And I'm sure the only reason it's flowering so much compared to the others is because it's right next to the house. It's not because it's grafted. But being grafted does help the tree grow more vigorously. Let's go take a look. The ones we were taking scions from were seedlings. This one over here by the trailer, what do you keep in the box? Just nothing too crazy. You know, some grafting tape, some shears, some alcohol, and a knife. That's really it. There's some other stuff in there though. So this is the one that's grafted, but look, it's got a gorgeous crop going on here. Let's get the angle on here. It's got a bunch of activity there, a lot of flowers. Look at all that there. And then watch that graft union. Where do you see it? Look at flower, flower, flower. Bah. Different. That's the rootstock, Bubba. And then it's doing very well. They do very well. This is a grimmel that I've had grafted for a while that should flower by now, but it has not. Let's see if we have any flowers on this guy yet. I don't see any flowers yet. We got an elf could sit right on that like a seat, like a hand, you know. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, man. That's just how I pruned it, like Edward Scissorhands, man. I was working on that my whole life. Anyway. It's the Echaru. No flowers on it yet that I see. Probably should fertilize it. I really should go get this other chicken, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's go graft these trees and call it a day. All right, we're headed to the greenhouse. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna turn on the fans and do some speed grafting. I've got about 12 scions. Let's see how fast I can get through these. We're not gonna make any false moves. We're not gonna cut any fingers. That's the thing, is when you graft in these big things, just take your time. Consider the fact that every cut you take might be the one that slices your finger. And just always anticipate that knife might slip or this or that or whatever. It ain't that hot in here, actually. It's been hotter in here before. So I've got my rootstocks on the table that I need to hack at over here. Look at all that new growth on the glomerata. It needs to come out of here when it gets too hot. It hates the heat. But for right now, it's all right. Doesn't like too much heat. I was waiting. Look at, I think this table's a little rotted out, huh? That'll go to the dump. This thing should have set a fruit by now, but I haven't seen it set fruit. I don't think anyone in the USA has fruited it yet. It's been flowering. I'd like to see if I can find that one fruit that's set. I don't see it yet. They got a bright red fruit when it's ripe. I see flowers, but I don't see a fruit set yet. Can I get a fruit set? I want them bragging rights, y'all. Merceria glomerata. It needs to be straightened up too. The pot, I need to put it in a bigger pot and straighten it up. These are the ones where the fruit hides from you. You never see it until it's finally ready. We're gonna leave that alone before I knock off the fruit. All right, now, these are the size rootstocks you're gonna use. These are gorgeous. Okay, a little dry. We're gonna set you down. Flip you around, set you down. Let me find somewhere to put you that's good. Maybe on this tree right here. Did I do it the wrong way? This is that part of the video where I'm always trying to find somewhere to put you, where you can see what's happening in here. I like it like about like that. Right? The roots, they gotta be 2 years by now, 3 of some of them probably. This one I'm not gonna use because it's got a little bit of a bigger pot. We're gonna set that one aside. We're gonna jump into this one right here. Is the reception okay? Can everyone see the reception okay? I want to get this done real fast. I don't want there to be a lot of time that elapses here. I'm getting all my cuttings in order, setting it down. We're gonna go ahead and sanitize the blade. There's definitely dirt on it. Yes, sir, thank you. Get them juiced. Surgical knife. Maybe I can get you a better picture there like that. Oak leaf. I'm trying to graft through a curve now. You got me trying to go through a curve. So I'm picking a Scion that has a curve too, a little bit of a curve to it. That was that one that's got the curve. Now I don't know if I can show you how I'm cutting this, but let's see. Look at that. You can do little bits at a time. Look, it's not stressing me out at all. Just a little shaving. See? Keep yourself real flat. Shave. Just like shaving. Then flip it right around to the other side. The exact opposite other side. Yeah. Through a little curve. And wrap it real tight. When you got these big grafts, you want to wrap it real tight. Looks like I'm in an outhouse. Look at that wall. Looks like it looks like I'm doing a stream on a piece of stained toilet paper. It's like the background is like a piece of toilet paper that's been used. Church house, outhouse. Good to see you, Clark. Good to be seen. Good to be seen. See, I wrapped that real tight. And I only got to write one thing on this is red. Red. So there's one. Let's do another. I'm looking for the straightest rootstocks, but I gotta graft all these anyway someday, so we're gonna do some weird S curves. This one's got a crazy kink going on, but we're gonna make it work. That one's got a corkscrew. Oh, too big. This one's kind of got a split going through it right where I'm cutting. I never had that happen. It must have been broken. I shaved through the cut. Let's see how this comes out real quick. It's all right. I just don't know if it's gonna match up to the size I have on this rootstock. I hate to waste one. Oh. That'll work. I don't know if you can see that. Now the lighting's better. The sun went behind the cloud. Good. I think my chicken laid an egg. The one in the house next to me. Where's that edge? That tape? Maybe you don't want perforated. I like perforated, but maybe non-perforated's the way to go. I don't know. I always like perforated. If it's got everything portioned out for you, use a little piece and go. But some people may appreciate non-perforated. When you tear this stuff, you got to tear it real fast. You got to be like, you know what I mean? To get a piece off, you got to like real quick, or else it won't tear. It'll just stretch. Once you learn how to tear it, then you'll get used to tearing it. This is a beautiful rootstock, straight, nice, good, straight up. I'm gonna use this on a big one here, the biggest one I got probably. Let's see, and these aren't that big. They're really not that big. They're stuff that you can graft the size of your thumb, but these are, you know, decent sized cuttings that are gonna make the tree fruit faster. And little bits. I'm not going for the whole gusto. You're doing little chunks at a time. My whole team is out for the gusto. That was a good one, man. If that doesn't take my name, Moneymaker Shafran, buddy, that is a take right there. You can take that to the Plinia Bank, cash it in, sell it on eBay. Skills, yo. What skills do you have? Girls like good ninjas and like stuff. What was that from, Napoleon Dynamite? What are your skills? I like Uncle Rico. They should have had a whole spinoff with just Uncle Rico. All I care about is Uncle Rico. I'd buy that. Yeah. Thanks, Rose. And I probably didn't need to wrap it all that tight, but I did anyway. For Uncle Rico. I'm making my way through. I'm getting there. We're keeping it funky. Probably should sanitize my shears again at some point. I think I'll sanitize my shears again. Let that soak in. And then I'll give my knife a spray and wipe. And pick up this damn pen I keep dropping every 10 seconds. Okay. Morning. Morning. Now look, I do these little bits. Look, I didn't go for the whole thing. I did a little bit. The little bit. And then go to the other side, do a little bit. And remember this, kids. When you're grafting, you don't dig in. Keep it flat. You want that knife as flat as you can get it and still have it catch. You understand? So don't be digging in. Don't say this. It's flat. Real flat. You're going to make yourself into a jack plane. That was it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Rose. Thank you for watching. Thanks for keeping me company, yeah? Yeah, otherwise, I'd just be here by myself listening to the Bee Gees or something like that, you know? I don't want to listen to the Bee Gees. I want to read comments, talk to people, you know? But remember, take your time and do little bits. You shave off little bits. Little bits. It's a privilege. You know, I don't know about that. I've heard people say they did that, but I'm not really much of an experimenter with the Anonas, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question, but I don't know on that one. It's gonna be hard for me to say. I've seen people get away with doing that, and then I just don't know how it works out long term. You know what I mean? I just don't know the long term. All I know is I got 20 viewers right now. I'm about to start doing the cha-cha. You know what I mean? You get 20 viewers, you do the cha-cha. Then you get 30. Then you get 30 more when you start doing the merengue. Is that what it's called? If anybody likes movies, go see My Blue Heaven with Steve, what's his name? Steve Martin. It's a great movie. The Cha-Cha. What was that one song? The Macarena? Dagadin, dagadin, dagadega. Eh, Macarena. Ah! The Macarena was everything. That was bakadum bakadum bakadaka. Eh, Macarena. It was a great movie. Someone's seen that. Bill Gross likes it. Nice. Points, Bill. Points. See, that's an extra seedling. When I have a friend here, I usually hand them that one. But that was a sucker. Like, I could pot that up and probably keep it alive. But we make sacrifices here. That was a sacrifice. You got to make sacrifices in life. Anyhow. Thumbnail. Something. What'd they say? This is pretty straightforward. It did. I might have to sharpen my knife again. Mystery bonus. Oh, right. Sometimes I do that. Yeah. I'll throw in some weird extra stuff and just let you figure it out somewhere down the line. We'll all figure it out one day. Yeah, man, if a seedling ain't polyamorous, then I don't plant it. All these monoamorous seedlings, I don't do that. It's got to be poly. It looks like extra special. Word? Nice. Yeah, you never know when you get something from me. That was the thing, is I went through and I sifted through all the seedlings to try to pick out anything that was a new hybrid. And sometimes I can't get them all, and it takes years to figure those things out. But there's some new hybrid stuff that's going to come out of here. Somebody's going to get it one day. Somebody's going to come up on me. That's fine. I had them do that. I had them do that before. A couple of these kids got something on me like that. That's all right. It's all right. It's a full-time job. I don't got any other hobby. You know what I mean? Same. When I bought from you back, I could internationally ship them. Oh, nice. Mac Tom. Glad to hear that. I mean, yeah. I'm not going to sit here and make claims that I can ship anywhere or anything here or there, buddy. They've all tightened it up on me. It's getting to be where it seems like it's chilling down, and people are inquiring. So we got to just take it day by day. Take it day by day. My knife's getting dull. My knife's finally getting dull, and that's when it gets dangerous. The danger is when it's dull. It's not horribly dull, but just a little dull.
See, don't worry. If you ever see it do like that, that's okay. I let it do that sometimes. It'll take.
Yeah, it's been dull, man. It's been dull on me, I think. It's always a pain to sharpen it where you think you're gonna mess your edge up, and it'll take me a whole night to get it right sometimes. Where, you know, the last time I sharpened it, I remembered what I was doing and the little trick, and then I go to sharpen it again, and then I messed it up, and it'll just take me a whole night to get it right sometimes. And I'll mess the edge up. What does he say? Success rate, it just depends on the season. I can get, you know, if I have to get something to take, it'll be 100%. But then if you give me 500 trees to graft, it'll turn to 50%, 30%. It just depends on the season, time of year, how I'm feeling. Used to be 80, 90% when you're only doing 20 trees in a year. Get them all. Go and do me 1,000 trees. Then tell me how you're living. It's all about numbers. The more you do, the less take. So yeah, that's not a good graft right there for some reason. I gotta recut that. Bring it down lower. Whoo! It's not my Scion. It was the rootstock, the way it was cut was all skewed. After this, we're gonna go in the other greenhouse and check on some trees that are flowering. And then we'll call it quits. But we got another 5-10 minutes before I dump you guys off. They got 3 more grafts to go. How many trees are doing that? I don't know. You can graft them really small, but it seems like the smaller you do them, you're gonna want to bag them up. It almost like you want to leave the leaves on and put a bag over the top if you're gonna do the really tiny ones. That's just my opinion. Whenever I graft the tiny ones, they fail a lot when you just wrap them with the buddy tape. I got one that's really small pushing out. I'll try to show you if I can remember, but I got 3 more grafts to do, and then I can try to show you the small one that's pushing out. Oh, I messed that one up. Now I gotta cut higher up. Keep working your way up. Now the Scion's shorter now, but it'll work. I don't need that to be all that long anymore. I'm gonna put it in like that. Ah! It jumped out. You know what I need to do is just take it down a little more, and then it'll have more tightness. It'll be tight like a tiger. What alternate universe Java is based on both heads? Yeah, dog, they're gonna have it. They go through my trash, they get my hair, they clone it in China, and then they start doing implants and selling it, man. I'm telling you. They're gonna start going through the trash to get people's hair. Scions. Okay, 2 more. Now this is the hard one to graft here. I got one that's a pain in the ass to graft. Let's see if I can get it. Where's good rootstock over here? We need something that's small. This one's got just a little nub to cut, and sometimes that presents a challenge for me. So let's see how this works out. I think it's gonna be okay. But if you mess up, you're screwed. There's nothing else to cut on. So you gotta make good cuts. I think we're good. Didn't present me any challenges like I thought it would. Seems like it came out just dandy. Sometimes they give me issues, but that one didn't today. Knew I had some people watching. So I said, I gotta make you look good, man. I'm gonna cut just right. Fit just right. I'd say those 2 pieces were married together in holy matrimony. They will stay united forever till death do they part. That's what it is. It's like a marriage between 2 pieces of wood. A close, what did it say? Cakewalk. Cakewalk, man. That's a cakewalk. That's a cakewalk, man. All right, I got one last one. Let's see what we're gonna put this one on. This one right here, beautiful, beautiful. So I got my little sucker at the bottom. I rip it out, or I pull it down and pull it out. It don't want to let go. This one don't want to let go. Come here. Get over here. I had to really fight with that sucker. I was ashamed to have to pull it like that. Piece of the table just fell off. That was the last one. What's up, Adam? Do you still have the variegated banana tree? You know, I sold that thing. I sold that years ago. Someone had gave that to me as a gift, and I grew it for a while, and I sold it. I think I got like 250 bucks for it, and it was in like a 25-gallon pot. I just wanted it gone, and I sold it. I knew I couldn't ship it, and nobody was in the market for a variegated banana. You know, you get $1,000 for that thing now. I bet probably 1,200 easily. At the time, I just sold it for 250 bucks. Yeah, I know. I just not for me. I do all this other stuff, but I don't mess with that variegated banana-ism. I don't. Okay, that's done. Put all my tools back in the box. Take off my tape necklace, and then show you the work we've done. Okay, let's move these over here. This over there. This like this. Just trying to get some light on these devils here. Okay. There they are. And I gotta make sure these get nice and wet. Some of them are a little dry. The trick is to put this one there, that one there, and that one there. Okay. Oh, these are some Rolinias that I'm gonna be selling soon from my special tree. Did something dig one up? No, they're fine. Nothing messed with them. But I gotta get them into 1 gallons and get them potted up. They're just not quite strong enough to ship yet. So I'm gonna get those up and looking good. Let's do a quick walk through. Show you what you're talking about. We just gotta get there. Okay, this is a little pitanga I just grafted. Fly went by. Special pitanga I just grafted. Some, I think these are anomalies here. They're yet to push, but they're looking good. They look solid, little anomalies. This is one that's a special tree. It's coming out, just did that. Those are some of the smaller grafts. Yes, how small you can go. That's getting to be on the small side. These are pushing out, but it's like they don't like this fan I have on them. There's something about these where I feel scared about these. Yeah, I wonder if this fan is messing with them. But these are pushing out. What are they calling that? TR3. Oh, nice. Got a TR3 to go. What are they calling this one? TR3. Oh. TR3 coming out real nice. Sabra hybrid coming out. These are dry. Everything's looking nice and dry up here. I'm gonna turn the water on. This is a trunciflora. I didn't do a lot of truncifloras, but I did that one. Yeah, stuff's coming out. Stuff's coming out. These are the ones from the last season that, you know, some lived, some died. Anomaly coming out, but I get worried, making me think I need to dumb this fan down. I got a fan that blows on them, and I'm wondering if it's this fan messes with them at all. You know, you need a fan, but I'm just gonna leave it on. But I'm gonna kick the water on. Activity there. Activity there. This one's basically ready to be sold. I'm just waiting for it to push out again. So you get that first little push for the winter and it stunts it, then you get another. This is a funny looking tree that I have. I saved that. So we're gonna kick on the water. Probably better to hand water because when you overhead water, you're spreading disease and splashing things around that are disease. But it gets hot in here, so I want it to cool down. I'm just gonna let that run for a minute. It should be all right. And I'll probably come back and have to hand water. Rex, quit chewing. Loves to chew his ass. Still gotta take this trash. I might kick the water on in here too. These are coming along. Still got fruit on it though. Some fruit. There's my baby. Eat my fruit. Come here. Come here, buddy. Eat
fruit. Come here.
I think I'm gonna turn the water on in here. She's running. She's running. She don't know where to go. Actually, she's not that stupid. These smell real good. These smell real sweet. I'm hoping I get some fruit set on this. I've never got fruit to set on it yet. I think I see some at the bottom that look like they're set. We'll see. Look at the new growth on it. It's always curled up and bunched up. It's always got kinky new growth, if you will. Always has that going on. Always does that. Whole time I've had it, it's curled like that. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, whoever that is. You're welcome. Patangatuba, 3 feet tall, 3-gallon pot. Starting to flower. This is from the fruit sale years ago. Let's see how much it cost. Oh, I don't have the price on it anymore. This is from the Manatee Rare Fruit Sale. I got one of these listed on eBay right now. Spondias purpurea. Fruit's really easy in a pot. This one's pretty old. Looks like it's root bound pretty bad. Look at the roots tangled over like that. Like a knot. It's still going. That ain't hurt that tree. That don't hurt it none. Which is a Spirito? Which one? I got one in the ground, and 2 in a pot. They're doing okay. Damn, I still gotta kill these fire ants. You know what? I still gotta kill these fire ants right here. It looks like a guaquiea. One more. Oh, if you do buy the buddy tape, you want to make sure not to leave it outside in the hot sun. You go leaving that tape in your car or in the hot sun in a box, it'll melt it, make it worse. You know, not work that good. I got one more silver dollar. Fire ants, man, I know. Fire ants, bro. Keep waiting on this fruit to ripen. Did you graft pink tubie? No, I haven't grafted that, no. I'll show you the tree I got though. This is the one that makes the elongated fruit that I have right here. It's bare right now, but it's alive. Just lost all its leaves. I put fertilizer on it. So it's just waiting for the rain to get here. But we're still a while away before that thing flowers. A couple weeks at least. The Patinga tubas actually look pretty good. And then the Trunciflora looks good. A lot of new growth on your Trunciflora. See how nice the leaves look when they first come out? Everything's groovy. But then slowly they start to diminish. That's a hybrid Trunciflora, Novak. I think it's a Sabra crossed with a Trunciflora. Good fruit, man. It's a good fruit. It's really big. It's got gelatinous pulp. Handles the cold real well. Fruit's pretty quick too. I've seen a tree fruit this size. It's another, put all my Truncifloras kind of over here. It's another possible Trunciflora hybrid. It's got a real pretty leaf. That's the same as the Novaks you saw. Oh, this Paulista, by the way, looked like it was gonna be dead for years. I had this Paulista looking like a dead doornail. But now it's coming back, y'all. Took a while. And the leaves always look horrible on it, but it looked deader than a doornail. And now it's come back to say hello. See, it had a real bad dieback one year. It was a 10 feet tall. This tree was 10 feet easy. You know, before I planted it, it was 10 feet tall in a pot. It used to go up to there and it died back. I let it dry out. Now this Trunciflora always looks like shit, but it is pushing out new leaves that look good. See, the old leaves get burnt like that, and then you just wait for the new. As long as you got some new growth, it's trying to live. Can I live? Dun, dun. It's the one I got from Toppy. He dug it up one day and gave it to me, and I kept it alive. I fertilize it, I water it. That's an interesting coloration there. Ah! He scared me. What up, Chris? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to be seen. I heard somebody walking. I said, that's the biggest fucking chicken I've heard in a while. It was a humanoid. Oh, look at this one, guys, before we go. This is the one that's always looked like it's dead. It's a white Jaboticaba, and it's trying to come back. Oh. Yeah, it's finally coming back out of it. It's just always looking dead. And so I don't give up on them. I planted that out, and it does have some new growth there. That one we just planted, that's a Broncamel. I believe that's Broncamel. Broncamel, we just planted that. I believe it's a Broncamel. It's a good spot, yes. And I think I put another one somewhere. This tree's doing good, a little ESAOQ type of hybrid. And then that's the, yes, and then that's a Broncamel, I believe, as well. Dragon fruits. All right, guys, I'm gonna squirm on in. Thank you for watching. Oh, there's a Spirito santensis someone asked about right there. Spirito santensis right there. I gotta move these out into more sun, but I just started pulling stuff out. Yeah, I was watching. Oh, guys, you have a great day. And then there's the TR3. I think I'm gonna sell some of these. I've got some grafted. TR3, baby. This is a really pretty tree. Yeah, I think it's a Trunciflora red. And it's just always been really interesting the way it grows, the way it looks.
You've got some younger ones?
I've got some I just grafted. I've never had it fruit. But that's just a beautiful tree. I'm actually gonna pull it out so you get a better, yeah. See you guys later. See you later. All right. Bye-bye.